There we go. There we go. Stream is up. We are live. KAMIKAZE-FOX coming to you from GRL, the Garage Racing League. Inaugural season. This is round 1 at Australia. And I've got technical analysis with me, Tom Baker.
Good evening. How's it going?
And we are going to be bringing you round 1 action. And here we are doing 3 rounds of qualifying with 11 drivers, actually 10 drivers. 3 rounds of qualifying plus a 100% race. It'll make for a long night. And looks like Ryan Wingate is the first one to set a hot lap at a 1:24.905. Robert at a 1:25.535. We're going to run down the driver lineup real quick here. So Ryan Wingate is in the Renault. Robert Carobo is in the Red Bull. Finish Boy will be in the Sauber. Logan Davis is going to be in the other Renault. Donnie Staubitz rocking the McLaren. Anthony Johnson is going to be in the Mercedes. Eric Garcia is in the Ferrari. Dennis Graham will be in the Williams. Grasa 84 is a new driver. That is Rafael Grasic, I believe. Grasic. He'll be in the other Sauber. And Dynamic 8 is Tim Gray in the Williams. So welcome everybody. First round of the inaugural season. We've already got a yellow flag in Sector 2. So only 2 guys have set a time so far. Here we go. Robert Carobo comes across the line. 1:23.950.
So let's get started from the top of the show. Who are we seeing top 3 positions? First thoughts.
Top 3 positions, I think, is easily going to be Finish Boy and Anthony Johnson, and then probably Ryan Wingate. They were the fastest drivers in preseason testing, and Anthony Johnson and Finish Boy are consistently the 2 fastest.
What are their corresponding vehicles?
That would be Rosta in the Renault. Would be Ryan Wingate. Anthony Johnson is in the Mercedes. And Finish Boy, he's just coming out of the pits on an outlap, is in the Sauber.
Okay then. We're looking for a Mercedes, a Red Bull, and a Renault.
And Finish Boy is coming up.
Going on so far. Looks like they're building into it. Start the weekend.
And Eric Garcia just went to the top of the charts at a 1:22.622, so time's dropping quickly. We're watching Finish Boy right now, starting his first hot lap.
Taking right to the edge of the circuit. Absolutely on point so far. Are we able to get the actual driver's helmet point of view? The realistic one?
No, we got broadcast and TV pod are the only options. We currently ride on board with Finish Boy. Finish boy coming across the line now.
What's he going to be coming across the line out? That's probably going to be some kind of bar.
124.897. Good enough for third fastest.
123.9 out there. I'd say we're looking for a 123.5 to be safe. We'll be up on the top three.
Well, Eric Garcia is currently sitting in the pits. He's the only driver to break into the 122s. Robert Carobo's a 123.9, so Finish Boy, the first of the heavy hitters to make a good time, 124. Nice Anthony Johnson goes 123.8 on the medium tire. Ryan Wingate coming across the line. He's 124.657, so he improves his time by 0.2, moves into fourth position.
Are the cars all equal, or are they classified the same way they are in real life, with slightly different power ratings?
Equal performance here at GRL.
Always helps you keep an eye on the field, you know, if you know how fast they are in real life, and you keep that into the game, at least you can tell where people are just about going to be. Whereas right now, there could be a Renault in first place.
Yeah, the only league that I'm familiar with that has run any type of realistic settings was IRL ran a realistic league over the summer. They didn't do a full schedule, but what they did was they took the fastest drivers from their regular F1 season and put them in the slower cars. The slower drivers got their dibs on the faster cars.
That was exactly what I was just thinking. It's a perfect system.
So IRL did that over the summer. It was
like that.
The first year that they had done it, and it actually worked out pretty well.
I was just thinking they should do something like that for Formula 1 in the next few years. Maybe after the next regulation change. Invert the amount of money that people get.
Yeah, it looks like Ryan Wingate's going to try another hot lap. In fact, he's the only driver on track right now all by his lonesome on the softer compound.
Can we get a look at the tyre data screen? See what tyres everyone's on, respectively.
See Eric Garcia.
Some people are on the soft tyre, some people are on the medium. People who can get the qualifying done. Do they have tyre allocations? If so, using the medium now, being able to get through is vital.
Yeah, tire allocations is definitely set.
It's a beautiful day out there, not a cloud in the sky.
And he improves his time to 123.8. That puts him back into the fourth spot. Rafael Grasic had gone second quickest with a 123.444, and he is off the track. Cruising in second gear. It looks like he's obviously off the pace.
Eric Garcia in first place, but I don't see a time.
Garcia has gone 122 flat.
Okay.
122.098 as we pick him up. So he's 1.4 seconds ahead of the rest of the field.
Just so you know, I don't know how that's happening, but on the stream, that number next to his name is completely invisible compared to all the other ones. So you can only see what time the person in second position has done, and everyone else.
It may be because it's highlighted in purple. It might be hard to see on the stream.
Yeah.
And he dives back into the pits. 3 minutes left to play in Q1. And obviously, with 10 drivers, everybody will be safe heading into the next 2 rounds.
Considering that, actually, it was a waste of anyone using the softest tyre. I would have saved those for the later qualifying sessions, but some of them decided to get a bit of practice.
Pick up the Red Bull of Robert Carubo. 123.9 so far.
I'm just a bit wide there, catching the grass. He needs to watch out for that. There's no assists and over 750 horsepower under his right foot. That could become a problem if he gets used to it.
And misses his marks. Half a second off of his best time, so he does not improve his position or his time. Drops the left side tires in the grass. Very dangerous there. Runs a little wide coming out of that last corner. Wide again. He's playing a dangerous game with the left side tires.
I think as he's coming into the corner, the one driver can know anyway. You want to go from the outside of the track to the apex and then back to the outside of the track to make the longest curve possible. The one with the least angle on it. He seems to be turning in a bit too early and continually making his way to the corner. If he'd hold the outside line to a later point in time, sacrifice the entry to gain on the exit, he wouldn't be making that. He wouldn't be making that.
And once again, he finds himself off the pace, a half a second off of his best time so far. So 2 laps in a row, Roberts tried to improve his time and hasn't been able to. Tom bringing up a good point about his angle going into the corner and possibly too much front downforce, maybe too much turn in, or is he just hitting his marks wrong?
I would say he's not braking in the right place. Let's just theoretically say he's making a right turn. So he's going to be on the left-hand side of the track. At some point, he's going to start steering to the right after braking. At the moment, as he comes towards the corner, 50, 40, 30 metres, he's turning in. But if he held it until 20 metres or 10 metres, or even 5, and then turned in from the left-hand side across to the apex, he'd have a much smoother line. Whereas at the moment, he's making it more of a point than a rounded angle. And that means he's going to have to slow down even more at the apex, which he doesn't want to do. Which means he's holding the speed through the apex and going wide on the exit. You can remember the old adage, slow in, fast out. If you get the first part right, it gives you the chance to get the second part right. But there's no sacrifice for you. If you get the first part wrong, that's it, you're screwed. You can't correct the corner very well.
And Q1 is done. And some great technical analysis from Tom Baker there. Really good explanation of driving angle and what Robert may or may not be doing in the car. So Q1's done. Obviously no danger of knockout for anybody with only 10 drivers on track, but the first 2 rounds here these guys can use as a mini practice session. Looks like Donnie Stolbitz is the only one left to come across the line. I haven't talked about him much yet. 6th quickest so far with a 1:24.891 in the Haas. Runs very wide out of that corner.
So a few people broke into the into the 24s and down into 23.4 through to 23.9.
The only driver, though, to crack into the 122s was Eric Garcia in the Ferrari.
I keep missing him because I can't see the time. You'll have to keep us updated on that, because that's one thing we can't see here in the live stream.
So Q1 results: Garcia top of the charts, followed by Rafael Grosic, Anthony Johnson, Ryan Wingate, Robert Herbo, Donnie Staubitz. Finish boy with a shocking 7th quickest. Dynamic 8 is Tim Gray. Dennis Graham is 9th, and Logan Davis rounding out your top 10 drivers. Ignore the KAMIKAZE-FOX. That was me, and I was not supposed to be in a car. Nice quality Codemasters glitch. So we head into Q2. Now, this is where the drivers need to think about tire management, because whatever time they set here, with whatever tires their fastest time is going to be, that's the tires they're going to have to start on at the beginning of this race.
Yeah, they're really going to have to step by step build up this weekend. As you go through Q1, you want to be finding your feet, working out where you're strong and where you're not. And it's only in Q3, once you've set a solid time, can you then really start to push the boundaries. So they want to be slowly making 1/10 decreases on their times as they go around each lap, just testing the waters.
We hear a couple of cars fire up. Looks like the first one out on track is going to be Tim Gray in the Williams, making his way on the outlap. And he has chosen the medium compound tire. And now we've got some other takers. Garcia is on his outlap. Dennis Graham on his outlap. Graham is on the red banded soft tires. Eric Garcia looks like he's come out on the soft tires as well. So tire strategy here in Q2 I think is going to be a little interesting for some of these guys. So we're going to pick up Tim Gray, making his run down the front stretch here.
Opening the DRS. Going to be holding it to the left for as long as he possibly can, then turning in, picking up both the apexes, and straight back on the DRS again.
Looks like that was one of the Renaults. That was possibly Ryan Wingate there, getting out of the way, letting him go by as he's on his hot lap.
Tad slow, but he got himself out of the way, we'll give him that.
Heading down into the Clark chicane now. Oh, I feel like he lost a little bit of time through there. You can hear the revs drop really low heading through that turn 9 complex. Very wide there at the last corner. A little puff of smoke out of that left front as he locked it up. And back out on the front stretch. He's going to come across the line. He's going to set the first time here in Q2. Tim Gray, 1:26.111. And if we know anything, that's about 4 seconds off of Eric Garcia's time in Q1. Pick up Dennis Graham. Dennis Graham's coming across the line now. He's the second one out on his out lap. Right behind him is Eric Garcia. So Graham's going to come across the line. 125.194. Garcia 122.536. So Garcia immediately back to the 122s. Putting in a stellar effort here in Q2.
Could we bring up the data, the telemetry from the drivers to the on-screen so we can see some top speeds as they come down that main straight?
We pick up Donnie Staubitz, who hasn't set a time yet in the Haas.
So for the viewers at home, you can change in these cars the amount of fuel going to the engine and the amount of electric power that is deployed during the lap. So they've got a lot to think about during the process, and they've got the tyre balance forward and rear.
It looks like Staubitz avoided that hot lap. And Ryan Wingate comes across the line, 126.445.
If I remember correctly, it was Eric who was making a lot of changes on the wheel. Every single corner he was going through the whole race, he was adjusting things on the steering wheel, so that's going to pay dividends for the right driver who can get it. Let's see what kind of top speeds we get down this main straight then.
This is Donnie Staubitz. He's going to be heading down into the Turn 3 Sports Center complex, 194 miles an hour.
I clocked him at 201 though. Very progressive on power. He's rates the full power, which is helping him gain traction.
Getting down the back straight away.
Performance and hits his marks, he'll be good to go. So he'll use all of that track. Very dangerous next to these barriers.
Ooh, very wicked coming out of there. Oh, and he runs wide of the Scullery. He had a pretty good lap going.
You don't really lose that much time there. That AstroTurf, a little square of AstroTurf just on the outside, because it does have quite a bit of grip, so he might be still on for a better time. He's held it together so far. If he can go full throttle from now on, he's on it.
And he did come across the line third quickest at a 124.632, so a good run for Staubitz.
So now I think it's time for those who set lap times to be getting back in the pits, putting on a fresh set of boots. I believe Quali 2 in this Formula 1 year is the Parc Fermé time, or is it Quali 3?
No, I believe it is 2, and it looks like Rafael Grasic is going at the top of the charts in Q2. 122.245. He's only the second driver we've seen be able to crack into the 122s. We pick up Finish Boy. Finish Boy's going to come across the line. 123.890, good enough for fourth. Looks like he's still on the power. Looks like he braked really early there, though.
If Garcia's not in the pits, could we check out... Oh, when Eric Garcia comes out, if we could check him out. Let's see what Finish Boy's got there. Coming through turns 11 and 12, which is the exit of the next long straight. He's about to come through the section as we speak. Is two corners. 11 is a left, 12 is a right, and they have accordingly 4 and 4.5 Gs on that force. So they're throwing themselves through that corner with almighty power. Just
and that's this complex here.
Flick them off. Yeah, as he comes through, this next left and right section is the highest G-force on the track, so that second part, when he flicks it right, it doesn't look like there's that much force going through the car, but just the slightest mistake there can absolutely destroy your vehicle. You can be in the outside wall before you know it.
Alright, so it looks like Finish Boys was a little off the pace, and he's diving into the pits. And we'll pick up Robert Corobo in the Red Bull. Looks like he's just cruising right now, maybe trying to rebuild some of that ERS energy. And he's currently the only car out on track, with the exception of Logan Davis in the Renault. Looks like Logan might be starting a hot lap now. Gets on the gas coming out of the last corner. Looks like he might have just hit 201 down the front stretch. Almost went wide there at the 1-2 complex. DRS slot open as he heads into turn 3. Runs very wide and he blew that corner.
Still Q2, guys. I've still got a chance to set a couple of lap times, nice and solid, and slowly build up to it, but time is still running out.
And Eric Garcia has left the pits. He is currently on an out lap. We'll pick him up as we ride along here real quick with Logan Davis, see if he's got anything left in the tank. He's yet to set a time, and his time may come up invalidated at that turn 3 area where he went off.
This next corner, you drop the right, you drop one gear and turn right into that, and that's if you get it right, that can possibly mean 204, 205 mile an hour at the end of the straight.
So he does come across the line, 126.774, 10th quickest. We'll pick up Eric Garcia. Looks like he is on it. Looks like his timing and scoring was right. Looks like he was 2/10 up at the end of Sector 2. $121.924 to the top of the charts. That is a banger of a lap out of Eric Garcia in the Ferrari. He's the only driver to hit 121s through the first 2 rounds of qualifying. Unbelievable time. And him and Logan Davis are the only 2 drivers on track.
I see we've got Fonorio's the third person close to getting under the 123s. There's also a few of them are in the 123s. No, it's just a couple of them. Everyone else is struggling. We've got 25s, 26s, and oh yeah, we're not racing late.
And Logan Davis trying one more hot lap. He's got very little ERS. He's got very little in the way of fuel, so in fact, I think at this point he would probably have to pit. Even if he comes across the line, he's not going to set any better of a time, I don't think, because he's got no ERS. And he's got to be in danger of running out of fuel. pits. He's not even giving it 100% power now. So he'll dive into the pits, and that is probably going to do it for Q2. Clock's going to wind down. Less than a minute to go. Unbelievable times set by Eric Garcia and Rafael Grasic. Currently the only two drivers to crack into the 122s, and to Garcia's credit, he's the only driver to crack into the 121s. So very impressive Q2 session. Q3 will be coming up. That'll be for all the marbles.
It looks like even 10th, 9th and 8th position should be able to save a bit of time in the last round with fresh rubber. Someone might get a lucky toe. You never know.
So time winds down from the Q2 session. And after 2 rounds, it's been Eric Garcia at the top of the charts, followed by Rafael Grasic, Anthony Johnson, Finish Boy, Donnie Staubitz, Dennis Graham, Robert Carobo, Tim Gray, Ryan Wingate, and Logan Davis. The 10 drivers here at the opening Grand Prix for the inaugural season of GRL, the Garage Racing League. Really impressive time by Garcia. You know, a lot of guys heading into this round. I mean, Anthony Johnson and Finish Boy were the 2 favorites during preseason testing. They showed the most pace. They were consistently 1 and 2 on the timesheets. Garcia was usually in the top 5 and didn't know much about Rafael Grasic because he didn't participate in any of the preseason testing, and he shows up out of nowhere, and now he's running towards the top.
How many laps do we have for this race?
100% race length.
58 laps, okay.
So 12-minute Q3 session. Looks like we've got a couple of cars leaving the pits. Finish Boy heading out now. Tim Gray was the first one out, I believe. So Tim Gray, the first one out. Dennis Graham was behind him. I believe Finish Boy was the third one out. And then Anthony Johnson.
So only if they are very lucky are the people in, say, 7th place and below going to be able to stay on the lead lap.
So Tim Gray's going to start his hot lap. Yellow flag in sector 3, and that was Grasic has left the session. What's happened to him? Grasic, I believe, hasn't even left the pits. Well, that's interesting. That's not good.
That's going to give someone else to get some easy points in the championship. A couple of extra free ones.
Well, considering how well he was running during qualifying, I'm not sure if he's having an internet issue or something is gone amiss. but he really looked like he might have been a spoiler in the party for some of these main drivers. Yellow flag sector 2 and 3 now. And Tim Gray is going to come across the line. 124.533. That is better than what he did in Q2.
If he can take just over half a second off that, he'll be up there and fighting for 5th or 6th position.
Oh, and look at Finish Boy has gone 121.976. He's the second driver to post a 121 lap time this weekend.
That could be the time to beat.
And Finish Boy may be doing some sandbagging in Q1 and Q2. Looks like he's found his footing here in Q3.
He's using all of the track where he needs to. Very calm and collected on the throttle.
Yeah, watching Finish Boy through preseason testing, I mean, there's no doubt in my mind that he is hands down the smoothest driver in this league, and it has paid dividends with his speed.
From the inside to the outside lane, that was incredible. Just the smoothest movement, just a half a millimetre on the steering wheel to roll himself to the outside of the track. There he does it all the way to the yellow line. He's absolutely on point with his entries. And that gives him all the opportunity on the exit to capitalize, and he's doing that every turn. He's not getting put away.
I mean, he just seems so relaxed in the car. His steering inputs are just so minute and smooth. There's not a lot of, like, there isn't a sense of urgency with him. Like, he's just very calm and collected. And look at this, Anthony Johnson's gone a tick quicker. Half of a tenth of a second. Anthony Johnson goes 121.926 over Finish Boy. Eric Garcia, for the first time, has only gone 122.1. So it looks like we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a shootout here for the pole position here. Garcia's going to dive into the pits, put on a new set of shoes, and possibly adjust the front wing a little bit.
You never know, Eric could get up there.
So you've got this separation now. The top three are the big heavy hitters. You've got Anthony Johnson, Finish Boy, and Eric Garcia. You've got a little bit of time separation where you pick up Karobo, who's fourth quickest so far. Donnie Stolbitz is running a 123.6. Karobo's running a 123.6. Tim Gray's 124.5. And as you said, if he picks up half of his second, it would make him that more competitive. Finish Boy, though, to the top of the charts now, 121.6. 0.3 quicker over Anthony Johnson. So the time's continuing to drop here in Q3.
And I'll tell you, all these boys have got to do is follow the simple 1, 2, 3 step through the race, or through the lap, and they can very easily set good times. They've just got to shave off the mistakes to begin with. And they do seem to be saving a lot of time in this last section.
It's funny looking at the times, and after talking to Anthony Johnson a little bit in preseason, Johnson thought that he was fairly quick throughout preseason, but Finish Boy always seemed to just get the better of him. And Anthony had said that it seems like every time he had figured out a way to get ahead on the timesheets, Finish Boy always had a little bit more left in the tank, and it seems to be proving again here in Q3. Anthony Johnson upped him by half a tenth, and then Finnish boy comes right back and ups him by 3/10.
Well, that's the same feeling I had. It depends who you race with and what group you race with, obviously, because there's varying different levels on computer games. It's not like we're ranked or we've been racing in any leagues to put us in the right rankings, but I've definitely raced with people where I've just known I'm faster than all of them, and by doing that, having that thought in your head, you feel superior when you hit the track, so you know you can get that extra 10. And I think that's maybe the edge that some of these top drivers are utilising to get those top spots. They believe they're the best. It's not just trying, you've got to know it.
Well, the good news is Rafael Grasic has rejoined the session, so maybe he is having some internet issues. 3:15 left to play. There is a chance he could possibly get control of the car and get it out of the pits and maybe set a hot lap. And we've got an error.